Alright, so welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's stories. And today I have two stories about elephants. So the first one is called Ella Takes the Cake. So it looks like she's taking her cake with her bike. Looks like a good cake. Ella and her mother had lived in a little village for nearly a year. So there's the little village that they live in. It was already summer vacation, and the bakery was busier than ever. Ella tried her best to help, but sometimes she didn't feel very helpful. She'd already swept the floor 3 times. There wasn't a crumb on it. And there she is, after she swept the floor 3 times. There they are in the bakery. When the oven timer went off, ding! Ella thought she'd help by taking out the macaroons. No, 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 her mother sang. You might burn yourself. I'd like a piece of pineapple pie, said the next lady in line. I'll cut you a slice, offered Ella. No, her mother said, I will. The pie knife's very sharp. But I want to help, said Ella. You are helping, her mother replied. So poor Ella just wants to help her mom do stuff in the bakery. When Mr. Banjo came to pick up the day's deliveries, the bakery was still very busy. Ella's mother rushed outside and called to him, but he didn't hear. What's the matter? Ella asked. Oh, Mr. Banjo's forgotten a cake again, she sighed, and this one was supposed to be at the lighthouse by noon. Ella wished she could help, but what could she do? She thought and thought. Then she said, I have an idea. So that looks to be the cake delivery guy. And there she is, having an idea of how she could help. Well, Ella, her mother laughed, this will be very helpful. Please be careful and go directly to Captain Colonel's lighthouse. Don't worry, Ella said happily. I promise I will. And look at that. That's her idea. She put the little wagon on the bike and had the cake, and she's going to go deliver it herself. She eagerly pedaled off, but her mother called out after her, Ella, Ella, don't forget your lucky hat. And so there's her lucky hat right there. As Ella passed the fire station, she spotted Belinda sitting on the curb. Hey, shouted Belinda, can I have a ride? But there's not enough room, protested Ella. Sure there is. I'll make room, said Belinda, squeezing in. Uh-oh. So it looks to be Belinda hopping on the bike. In the marketplace, they passed Miss Melba. Ella, Belinda, where are you going? We're on our way to the lighthouse to deliver this cake, Ella said. How about you? I'm on my way to the hospital to deliver these fresh bananas. Well, we're headed that way, Ella said. We'd be glad to take them for you. Miss Melba beamed at her. You are so sweet, Ella. But it's such a beautiful day. I look forward to the walk. So there's the lady with the bananas going to the hospital. Around the next corner, they ran into Mr. Sneed. Hey, Mr. Sneed, Belinda said. Where are you taking those books? Because I could take them for you if you want. I'd be glad to. I'm taking them to the library, but are you sure you have enough room? Sure, I'm sure, said Belinda. The library was not on the way, and the books are heavy, but Mr. Sneed looked so relieved that Ella couldn't object. Next stop, the library, she said. The library is so boring, groaned Belinda. Hey, I have an idea. Let's go to the village square. And so there they are taking the books, which might end up being a problem because they were supposed to go to the lighthouse, but they have to go to the library, and the lighthouse is they're not in the same direction. We can't, said Ella. We have deliveries to make. Alright, Belinda shrugged. I guess I'll go alone. But I was going to ask you to push, said Ella. Well, asked Belinda, what would you have done without me? Oh, so look at that. Belinda is leaving her with the books that she said that they would take. Without Belinda to help her, Ella had to pedal with all her might. Finally, she reached the library. Wobbling off her bicycle, Ella unlatched the back of the wagon, but the hill was just a bit too... So there she is pedaling up this giant hill without Belinda to help her. There she is at the library, and she's opening up the back of the wagon. And then the cake started to slide out as well, though Ella managed to stop it just in time. Thank goodness, she gasped with relief. So look at that. She went to open up the back and the cake started to fall out, but she was able to close it just in time so the cake didn't fall out. It was much later than Ella had thought. How could she carry all those books into the library quickly? She grabbed her lucky hat. Much to her surprise, no matter how many books she put inside, there was always room for another. Look at that. She put all the books inside of her lucky hat and brought them into the library. Ella dashed from the library just in time to see the cart break loose. Uh-oh. Snap. And go barreling down the hill. She raced after the cake. Uh-oh. Look at that. It snapped off the bike, and it's going all the way down the hill. She raced after the cake, went past the marketplace, through the square, and toward the water. Look at that. There it is, rolling all the way down through the marketplace, and eventually towards the water. Uh-oh. Fortunately, the drawbridge operator had seen them coming. Clickety-clickety-click, he lifted the drawbridge up quickly. Back on her way, Ella crossed paths with Mr. Banjo. Oh dear, is that the captain's cake in your wagon, he asked. I can take it from here if you'd like. Thank you, Ella said, but I would really like to finish what I've started. So there, it stopped at the drawbridge because it went up. And then there's Mr. Banjo offering to take the cake. When at last she saw the lighthouse, she sped up, hoping she wasn't late. And so here's the lighthouse here. And there she is all the way at the top, and she's just got to go right down to here, to the lighthouse. The captain came to the door and spoke in a deep, gruff voice. Are you the new delivery man? No, Ella giggled. Well, isn't that an awfully big load for such a little girl? He winked. Not too big, Ella assured him. Well then, Captain Colonel laughed. You must be bigger than you look. And so there's the captain. And there she is, delivering the cake to him. It looks like he's having a party because of all the balloons. And so the cake is usually the best part of the party. Ella returned home to the scent of cinnamon rolls baking. How did it go? Her mother asked. Fine, Ella replied. That was a very helpful idea, said her mother. And while you were gone, I had an idea too. You did? Asked Ella, as she reached for the broom. Yes, I thought that you could help me bake a Zambier cake. Really? Asked Ella. Zambier cake was her absolute favorite. Yes, her mother smiled and handed Ella an apron. I know it's too big, she paused, but you'll grow into it before we know it. She hoped her mother was right, because more than anything else... And so there, she's returning home, and there's her mother giving her the apron. Ella loved to help. And so there they are, making the cake in the window of the restaurant, or of the bakery. And so that's the end of that story. And now then the next one is called Po won't go. It's a big funny elephant guy, and it looks like he's blocking traffic everywhere. And he just wants to sit there. One morning, the good people of Prickly Valley awoke to find an elephant sitting smack dab in the middle of the only road in town. How he got there was a mystery. His name was Po. It didn't take long for a traffic jam to form around an uninvited elephant. Horns honked, people yelled from their cars, a policeman wrote him a ticket. But Po wouldn't go. Uh-oh. So look at that. He's just sitting there, and he's causing all this major traffic jam in the only road in town. So the good people of Prickly Valley took to banging pots and pans to shoo him away. They blew trombones and blasted megaphones. They tugged and tickled and tap danced. So there they are, banging pots and pans. There's a trombone, and they're tap dancing, trying to tickle him. But Po wouldn't go. The crowd grew larger and louder. People begged, please, 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 and booed, geez, and bribed, cheese? But Po still wouldn't go. So there they are. They're asking him nicely, and they're booing him, and then they're asking him if he would like cheese, if he would move, if they gave him cheese. As the day wore on, the townspeople grew more clever. They brought in mice and magnets and motivational speakers. So there they are, bringing in a giant magnet. And then they are bringing in mice, because if you didn't know, elephants are actually afraid of mice. And then a motivational speaker. They brought in copters and cranes and clowns with horn speakers. But there wasn't a pastor or plow in the town who knew how to get Po to go. And so they're bringing helicopters, giant cranes, there's even a clown, there's a pastor, and a snowplow. They're trying to get him to move, but he won't. Not even the amazing Carl could make the elephant disappear. They even tried a magic trick where the magician right here would try to make him disappear. Finally, the mayor arrived on the scene. We do not tolerate parked pachyderms in Prickly Valley, she proclaimed. The mayor formed committees and councils. They hatched plans, drew diagrams, and drank coffee from styrofoam cups. And so there's the mayor right there. And then there they are in the back of someone's pickup truck trying to have a meeting as to what they can do to get Po to move. By late afternoon, the entire town of Prickly Valley and the neighboring village of Ottersville all lined up behind the stubborn elephant. Heave ho, go Po. Remarkably, that plan failed as well. So look at that. All the townspeople, they all got together and even tried to push him to move him out of the way. But it gets like Po won't go. As did this one and that one. So look at that. They tried all these different plans. They tried to tie all these balloons to him to make him float into the air. They even tried to shoot water at him, but he just drank it and then poured it out of his nose. Nope, nothing doing. Seriously? Catch me if you can, Po. The townspeople were fresh out of ideas. And Po, well, you know. And so look at that. They tried to get animal control to move him out. They even tried dressing up as peanuts, because elephants like peanuts, and tried to make Po chase him to get him to move. What a silly idea. A girl named Marigold approached the mayor. "Excuse me, ma'am, has anyone asked Po why he won't go?" The mayor laughed. "Ask him, child. The good people of Prickly Valley do not speak elephant." "Well, anyone can speak elephant if they just listen hard enough," said Marigold, who was fluent in both kitten and hedgehog. And so there she is asking, or telling the mayor if they asked Po why he won't move. The girl climbed a ladder, pressed her ear to Po's forehead, and closed her eyes. Marigold concentrated. A minute passed before she addressed the crowd. "He said he's waiting for a friend," she announced, "and his friend is very late." "That's preposterous," hissed the mayor. "You're making that up." A news reporter chimed in. "Hey kid, can you ask the elephant if, by chance, his friend is wearing a polka dot tie?" And there she is asking Po, and there they all are, angry with the answer that Marigold said why he won't move. I wonder what friend he's waiting for. Marigold leaned into the elephant for a second. "Someone remove that silly girl," the mayor snapped. "It's getting late, and this is a waste of precious—" Marigold interrupted the mayor's rant. He said, "It's possible." So remember, the news reporter asked if his friend was wearing a polka dot tie, and Po said, "It's possible." The news reporter chuckled. "Well then, it's possible this elephant is sitting on his friend." Uh-oh. Look at Po. He looks all shocked. Do you think he's sitting on his friend? Because he seems pretty big, so that could be a possibility. And just like that, Po got up, and he went with his friend Mo. Look at that. He was sitting. And that seems to be a monkey. That's his friend that he was waiting for. And then you can see the polka dot tie right there. I wonder where they will go. And look at that. There they are. Po's walking off with his friend Mo. So I hope you guys liked those two stories. I especially like Po Won't Go. I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I can't wait to read to you guys tomorrow. Alright, see ya.